Welcome back to Stage Makeup. We did black eyes and bruises. We made some blood last week. We made our own scar wax, and we tried the Cinewax in our kit, right? So this week we're gonna move on to latex. It's pretty great, pretty inexpensive. You can get big things of it. You can paint it pretty easily. So I usually make my prosthetic in whatever latex I have, paint it afterwards. So we're working with cream makeup. Ooh, I need to get more hair out of my way. Latex will ruin everything. So I'm getting my hair way out of my face. I'm gonna get a shirt on that I don't care about. Be right back. Getting on an old t-shirt, getting my hair out of my way. I don't care what I look like because I just wanna make sure my hair doesn't get latex in it. So latex, we did our patch test. If you're allergic, shoot me a note. Do not do this on your face if you're not sure yet. I have my latex out. I have my translucent powder out. I have my stir sticks out. I have my plastic ones out if I want. I have my stippling sponge for later. I have my colors to do bruises and coloring into it later. I have my fake blood. I have my cryo-on blood, all sorts of stuff ready to go. I also have toilet paper to try. I don't have cotton balls in this house, who knew? But I have cotton pads, so I grabbed some cotton pads to pull apart. Now, if you want to use oatmeal or other stuff, you can put that in. You can take your old crumbly sponge pieces. We can put that into our latex prosthetics. Another word for them are appliances, because you apply them. Ooh, there's crepe hair in your kit. So you could cut some of this out, a scalp wound or something, you put hair in it. You want stitches in something, you can get some thread. Usually use a thicker thread, it's gonna read better. You can also use real staples. The first thing you're gonna do is work from an image. You think about where it's gonna go. Latex, in the discussion, a lot of folks are talking about the smell of latex. That smell off gases a little bit. So in order to get rid of it, keep my little to-go containers. So I'm gonna get my container. I'm gonna open up my latex, especially if you're working with a bigger bottle of latex. It smells awesome. I'm gonna pour it in this cup. So then that smell can dissipate a little bit. I'm gonna cap this. We also don't want it to dry out on us, right? Oof. I'm gonna let the off gas in here a little bit. Start with the one on my face because I wanna build this up and then I'm gonna peel it off. Disposable sponges, definitely disposable sponges. So I'm taking my wedge, I'm getting some in my wedge. I'm thinking about the biggest area is what I'm laying in first. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna put my lid on the container just to keep it from drying out. I'm gonna build up what's on my face. Even though it's in the cup, this smells pretty good still, huh? Ooh. So the other thing would be great, if you have a low temperature hair dryer, you can use that to help speed up the drying time. Or I can just hit fast forward. Now you see why it's good to work on a couple at a time. Because I have this one drying, I have the one I'm gonna experiment with my face drying. If you have a couple of these, you can work on them and make them and then come back and add your layers. It's pretty great. Letting that guy dry. Adding another layer. Maybe while I'm laying that dry, I'm gonna take this off. And I'm gonna throw it away. This guy's pretty good. Huh, look at that. Our broken nose healed pretty well. So this is drying. Can you kind of see the outlines going here? I might want one more layer. I added one more layer, so I think this is layer 4. But it also takes longer to dry, so get your hair dryer out. We're gonna leave that for a little bit, and we'll come back to it. Notice that as each layer I did, I built it up more in the middle. That's taking longer and longer to dry, right? That's okay. It's giving us more product to work with. Cleanup time, because the last thing you want to do is drop stuff into your latex and make a mess. So I'm cleaning up like my leftover cotton, tongue depressors, and popsicle stick. Get it all cleaned up now, you'll be happier later. This is pretty dry. It's pretty good, right? When it's clear, it looks a little yellowy, but it's gonna show your color in your skin. And what I'm doing is trying to find the thickest spot. I'm trying to find this part to grab, because if you grab that thick spot, And what you would do is open one, or you could start with a red bruise right underneath and then build up your latex on top. You're gonna have red underneath there. Let's see this guy. But let's say you got a really bad burn, or you're a zombie, or maybe both. You're gonna grab a piece, you're gonna pull till it's gonna wanna come away from you. I'll put this where I want it. It's like one giant burn bubble, right? If this is skin that just burst, right? You have a busted blister on your skin, it's gonna be really, really red. You wanna make sure your latex is dry. You do not wanna get it on your brushes. I have that dark red and purple color for the edges of this, right? Because you're gonna show those shadow lines. Inside is red because it's exposed skin. The edges are a darker color. So I'm using that dark red. I'm going up and under, getting underneath that latex. I'm gonna go on top of my latex too. My skin is not happy about being busted open. Nobody's skin is happy about being busted open. I'm going in with a little bit of my foundation color. A little bit of red mixed in. Get rid of some of that red. So this part looks all nice and irritated, right? That's nice and irritated. I'm gonna go in my stipple and I'm gonna get that dried red color. I'm gonna get some really bright red on this guy and stipple some bright red right in the middle because that's all that exposed skin. I'm also gonna take my highlight and do a little bit of highlight in there so it looks like my skin is raw, right? Really, really raw. It's really gross. This, you can go under that little curl spot and give a little redness under there because that's going to help that look even more protruded. So I'm getting under that crease and letting it come down under it and blending it a little bit. And then guess what? We can go back in with our blood and drop it right in there because if your skin peeled off, it probably bled a little bit. If I were to do something closer to here or having down on my chin, probably would want to do my edible blood. Anything that might get in your mouth, edible blood. Now, if it's way over here and it might drip onto my clothes or my costume, washable blood. Using the end of my brush, I'm pulling it away so the blood can get, letting gravity do its thing. Literally that blood is pooling down there. What did I do? I should have powdered this first. So now I powdered, right? We're gonna pretend like I powdered because you don't want to powder after you put your blood on or it's just gonna get all cakey, but you do want to powder it so it stays. My black eye and my broken nose healed, but now I got some road rash and it fell off my bike. So give myself a couple scrapes. Now go try your own and try making one of these prosthetics on the table.